Okay, well, our next unit is on finding the greatest common factor and prime factorization. So here we go. So the main idea for this unit is finding the greatest common factor of two or more numbers. Remember that factories make products. So factors are two numbers that you multiply together to get another number or a product. Our new vocabulary for the unit, first vocabulary, is Venn diagram. We've been using these for a long time. The common numbers will be in the middle section of the Venn diagram. Common factors are two numbers that are common that you can multiply together to create another product. We'll get more into that in a little bit. And the greatest common factor is the greatest number of all the common factors for a set of numbers. Here's our TEK for the unit. It's 6.1e. Okay, so let's practice finding the common factors. We're going to choose two numbers, 20 and 36. When I start looking at these, I like to make a nice organized table. First thing I notice about these two numbers are they're both even. Well, if even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, I know that they're going to be divisible by 2. So let's start with that. 2 times 10. 3. No, nothing times 3. 4 times 5. 5 times 4. Whoa, wait a minute. I noticed that 4 and 5 seem to be repeating. When I start repeating, that tells me that I found all the factors for that number. Okay? So now let's try doing 36. 2 times 18. 3 times 12. 4 times 9. 5. No. 6. Oh yeah, 6 times 6. 7. No. 8. No. 9 times 4. Oh, oops. Look, that's repeating up here. So I know that I've got all the factors I need for 36. So I look at the last set of factors I had that weren't repeating, and that's right here. So the next step is to find the factors that are common for both 20 and for 36. So let's see. 2. Yep, it works here and it works here. 3. No. It's here, but we don't have it in both, so it can't work for both. 4. Oh yeah, I got a 4 here, and I've got a 4 here. What about 10? No, I've got a 10 here, but there's not one on the 36 side. Nothing for the 3. What about 5? No, 5 doesn't work for both of them. 18. It doesn't work for both of them. 12 doesn't work for both of them. 9 doesn't work for both of them. 6 doesn't work for both of them. So our common factors are 1, of course, because they both go into 20 and 36, 2, and 4. So our greatest common factor will be 4. That's the largest number that goes into both 36 and into 20. Okay, here's a practice problem for you doing your homework spiral. Go ahead and factor out 24 and 42. Be sure to factor out using a table. Be organized. The correct answer for this is C. Go ahead and try this one as well. I'm going to pause for a few minutes to give you a little bit more time, and then I'll move on. All right, let's move on. Here we are. Here's a Venn diagram showing the factors for 36 and 48. If you notice, the factors in the middle are the common ones. And the greatest of these is our answer. Our answer is 12. Because that's where the greatest number was in the green section. Go ahead and do number 3 in your spiral and find the common factors of 45 and 75, and then find the largest one to reveal the greatest common factor. give you a few moments to figure it out, and then I'll be back with the answer. Okay, the greatest common factor of 45 and 75 is 15. All right, if you look at this page, you're looking at an example of an easy way to find the greatest common factor. If you take the two numbers you're trying to find the common factors of and factor them into primes, then you can multiply the primes by each other to find out the greatest. These are called factor trees. You'll notice that 52, which we know is even, is going to be divisible by 2. 2 times 26. 2 is prime, so we can leave it. 26 is not, so we also know it's even, which tells us it's got to be divisible by 2. So now we've got 2 times 13 gives us 26. So the prime factors for 52 are 2 times 2 times 2 times 13. These are the prime factors of 52. We'll do the same thing for 78. You'll notice that it's also even, so we know it must be divisible by 2. 2 is prime. So we've got 2 times 39. 39 isn't prime, so we must continue to factor it. We're going to start with our next prime number, which is 3. So we've got 3 times 13. So the prime factors for 78 are 2 times 3 times 13. In order to find the greatest factor, common factor between 52 and 78, you would multiply their common ones by each other. So our common ones are 2 and 13 and 2 and 13. 2 times 13 is 26. And 26 will be our greatest common factor. That will be the largest number that can go into both 52 and into 78. Okay, so here's your chance to go ahead and practice some more factoring to find the greatest common factor. Go ahead and make factor trees for 64 and 80. I'll give you a hint, they're even, so they're both can be divisible by 2. Once you've figured that out, make sure you've shown your work, solved it, and put a star by the greatest common factor. Move on to the next problem. Okay, so here's putting our skills of finding the greatest common factor to use in solving a word problem. You'll see that this has been worked out for you as an example. You'll need to use these strategies on the next few problems. Here's your next homework problem. Go ahead and find the common factors, and once you find that, you'll be looking for greatest common factors, which will lead you to the answer. Once you solve it and have shown your work, star your answer and bring it to class tomorrow. Here's your next homework problem. Make sure you take time to show your work, solve, and star your problem. This is your last homework problem. Once you've figured it out, you're done for the night. You may want to look over this video again, check your answers, make sure your answers have a star by them. Have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.